Today we're going to use the beat repeat and combine it with Simpler to generate these kind of mysterious glitchy atmospheric effects using a simple sample. Let's just have a listen then, and then I'll explain how it works and what's actually involved. It's all quite simple, this one, it's not going to be a long video. And then finally, as always, I'll show you how to build this instrument rack, if that's of interest to you. Let's have a look then. We have this bowed guitar sample playing here, a couple of notes, C3 and an A2 note just playing round and round. Not so inspiring, just quite mellow actually, but not so inspiring. But then what we can do is use the beat repeat to grab sections of this sample and then play them back in a rhythmical way. Now, I won't explain how the beat repeat works in this video. I made a previous video, I'll leave a link up here and in the description below, explaining how beat repeat actually functions. Today I'm just going to show you what I've done with it. So if we activate the beat repeat now, what we will start to do is grab sections of this sample and play them back in a rhythmical, also a pitched version of the original sample. Let's put that on. We don't need this anymore, we get rid of this. Now the beat repeat is grabbing sections of the playback, but it's always repeating the same sections of sample and repeating the same beat repeat effectively. To sort of jazz this up, I've connected an LFO here which is modulating. Let's turn it on. This is modulating many of the parameters in the beat repeat, so the variation here, different types of variation of beat repeat, the pitch decay here, the pitch itself, how many semitones, the gate, how often we get a repetition. What else do we have here? And of course the sample start, S start, is the start point for the sample. So now it's no longer just looping at the front here, but it can randomly, because close this again, we have a random waveform. It can randomly hop through the sample. It can then create different variations. Add a little bit of reverb, delay, a lot of reverb and a lot of delay, and then suddenly you have something kind of mysterious and atmospheric playing along. And that's all that really is going on. LFO, I have very limited macros here, just the filter here mapped and the resonance on the Simpler. Adjust that manually if I want. But the variation and the interesting parts are coming from this combination of beat repeat and LFO. Okay, let's have a look then how to put this together. It's really very simple. You can change out the samples here by dragging and dropping one in. One tip, if you try to use the quick swap, then for some reason all the mappings here are lost, the start, the frequency, that they're lost. But if you drag a new sample in, then it should work fine. Okay, let's have a look how it's put together. Okay, so turn this down a little bit. I've kept the original instrument rack here. The macros you can access here. I'll only be using 2, but you can extend them, add more if you want. I'll just be using 2 in this video. I've kept the original simpler instance with the sample bowed guitar G. Let's have a look at how we build this now. You can turn this off for a second. Very simple. You drop your simpler into the instrument rack. Instrument racks you find here under Instruments, Instrument Rack, and just drop that in, simple as below. We're also going to need some audio effects. The LFO we'll need here, and also a beat repeat. We'll drop that in front. It goes between the LFO and the simpler there. And we'll set this up very quickly. We'll set the beat repeat up. I have the interval set at 1/16. These values you can experiment yourself. These are just the settings I chose. This is the concept I want to try and put across. The grid I had on 1/64. We need this set to in so that we just get the audio from the beat repeat and not a mixture of the original signal plus beat repeat. We just want the beat repeat signal coming out. Chance I think I had about 90, something like that. I can't remember. Gate will map, pitch will map, pitch decay will map. Okay, so let's have a look at the LFO then. We need to put this up to 100% here. I had it on musical divisions, 1 bar, and the depth I set a little bit lower, 80, because sometimes it would hop out of the end of the sample here. So a little about 80. You can play with this value there. The waveform we need is random, and now that's set up. We can map this. First off, let's open this here. Let's set these all to 100. I think that should do it. We'll map here the sample start, which is here. We put our volume back on, and now start to hop around a bit. We also need to map the gate, the pitch, the pitch decay, and finally the variation here. And that's it. We're all set up. Bring back a little bit. Oh, one final thing we need to map this one. I had the filter mapped here, the frequency, and the resonance mapped here. Those are the 2 we're using. And perhaps we can try just dropping in plenty of reverb, plenty of decay. I had delay. On the delay I had it set at ping pong, and the reverb, quite a large reverb. I have 212, 4.5 second decay. Cut off the bottom of the reverb tail here in the low frequencies. So let's have a look at the glitch generator, as I've called it. See if we can drop another sample. This is where everything gets a bit random. Maybe we'll try this one here. Dark Monkey. See what we get. So there, it kept the settings. If you use this function here, for some reason it loses all the settings. So just drop your samples in. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching. Hope this is, as always, useful. Someone can make some use of this, have some fun, go and experiment. There's a lot of possibilities. I'll see you in the next video, hopefully, and take care, enjoy your day. Thank you.